Case so boom, my favorite story about white boy Rick that time he had to smash on a Crip requested by one of my members. Blessed or cursed. So I'm sitting in the cell, I'm cool and I'm chilling. It's early in the morning, you know what I'm saying? I'm waiting for him to make the school call out, you know what I'm saying? So white boy Rick can bring me my phone. White boy Rick is a teacher's aide in the penitentiary. Now, if you're a teacher's aide in the penitentiary, it becomes beneficial because it can become a side hustle because you have access to people who are on the top of the hill and on the bottom of the hill, which means that's gonna result to times when people gonna be like, hey, can you take such and such down there? He gonna be at school, you know what I'm saying, and do that for me, you know what I'm saying? And of course you're gonna be like, yeah, but it's gonna cost you a little fee. And just so happened, this one of them situations where it was a Crip who was asking white boy Rick to take something down to the bottom of the hill. So when she called the school call out, white boy Rick, pop, 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 pop. He tap on the door, you know what I'm saying? I said, what's up? He said, it's me, Joe T. He popped the door open, pop. I said, man, what's going on, my guy? He pitched me the phone in the envelope. And he bring it in the envelope because he's basically hiding it in plain sight. Now, a lot of times I don't like him to bring me the phone straight to the cell. I have to come out and do some kind of weird movement so it won't look like he holds something overnight, because now he consistently going to Joe T though. Now, when he pitched it to me, of course, he make quick conversation. He make a little conversation where it don't look like boom, boom, a stick and move. And while he's sitting there talking to me through the door, you know what I'm saying, a Crip walked by and I could see him through the crack of the door. He was like, hey, white, we were like, man, holla at me when you get through, man. He was like, I need you to take it down there for me. I see who the dude is. And when he say that, white boy Rick turned around, he was like, man, you know, I ain't doing nothing free. He was like, man, I got you. What you want, some cigarette? You want a couple thimbles? You know what I'm saying? You don't know what a thimble is. Let me know you don't know penitentiary lingo. If you don't know penitentiary lingo and you ain't never been to the penitentiary, I advise you to never go to the penitentiary so you can learn penitentiary lingo. He was like, I got you. Just come down here and holler at me before you roll out for the call out. I tell white boy Rick, I said, man, step in the cell real quick. So he come in, he was like, what's up? I was like, man, you good? You know what I'm saying? He like, oh, yeah, I'm good, Joe T. He was like, man, look, they know I ain't feeling, you know what I'm saying? I might get a little high, but you know what I'm saying? But look, there ain't nobody gonna trap me, Joe T. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't going like that. He was like, I ain't gonna let them do it. Because, you know, you got to be careful with that, you know what I'm saying, when you delivering that stuff down there, especially when you dealing with certain one, because you never know how the cross-eye coming and how they gonna try to double up on you to get some money up out of you. So when he going down there, he do whatever business they gonna do. Now, this is the thing that they done changed up in the penitentiary. They used to make the call out, you could just fade on down there. They changed it up to where you got to come out and you got to stand in line. And sometimes when you standing in line, they just want to do random searches. And they search random people or they'll search anybody. Just so happened this morning as they standing in line, they want to do a random search. Now, when they doing these random searches, and it ain't everybody, sometimes people just throw stuff, and you know what I'm saying, and then they'll send what we call straw balls on this penitentiary anyway. Hey, straw balls, man, I had to throw something, man. If you can, man, go through there and look and see if you can see it. You know what I'm saying? I'll give you something out of it. So when they doing these random searches, they just picking random people. So he throw it in a spot or where he could see it, right? But you gotta keep in mind, it's other people that can see sometimes when you throwing stuff too. So when he come out, he can already see, you know what I'm saying, people lining up, and you can see the green team out. So he probably was a little suspicious. So when he come out and they get ready to do these random search, he go ahead and pitch it in a decent little spot. One of the Crips see him pitch it. The Crip don't know if he passing it for somebody or who he passing it for or who he passing it to. All the Crips know is, I'm gonna pick this up, I'm gonna put this in my pocket. If I get caught with it, I get caught with it, or he gonna hide it, or whatever they gonna do, you know what I'm saying? If they decide to search him, he might strike out running. Ain't no telling. Just so happened to be a very unfortunate day for white boy Rick. So when he do that, he pick it up, he cuff it. White boy Rick, when they get the move, he try to send somebody to the whatever, it's gone. It's over with. So 9 times out of 10, my guy sit down here in school, he already know what time it is when he get back. Because he got to go down here and tell this dude that he ain't got the tobacco that he's supposed to be passing. And then not only that, the dude was finna send the numbers down now. And then he said, well, just tell him he gonna have to, this where I sound bad. Tell him he just gonna have to send me some more tobacco, and then I send the numbers, or you know what I'm saying, I hit cuz up or whatever. Man, you finna get, man, listen to me. You finna get it, homie. Just so happened Somebody tell white boy Rick asking certain people, you know what I'm saying? He asking certain people, you know, who, you know what I'm saying? Somebody do, and somebody tell him. I don't know who it was, but I know somebody told him who it was that picked up the tobacco. They get into it on the way back, and of course, because he Crip and other Crips bump in, and man, ain't cuz, man, cuz ain't picked up nothing. White boy Rick can't do nothing about it because he didn't see who done it, and the only thing he taking is somebody's word, and then he ain't trying to tell nobody. He ain't trying to say who it was that said they seen them do it, because he gonna put this person in the situation, because now this person gonna have to say, yeah, cuz you did see it, and I don't know if the dude was affiliated or not. So white boy Rick, he go to school, all this old stuff happened. He come back. When he come back, he come straight out at me. Hey, Joe T, I need to holler at you real quick, man. White boy Rick. I said, man, come on in real quick. I said, what's up? You need to use something? He's like, no, man. He was like, man, you ain't gonna believe this, Joe. He was like, man, you remember this morning, dude, hollered at me? I said, yeah. I said, what's up? You good? Man, I went out there this morning, man, and then they did random search. He was like, man, Joe T, you out, you know what I'm saying? I tried to pitch it out to the side. I was going to get, you know, straw balls to get it. If I would have been able to get it, I was going to grab it. He was like, well, by the time I look up, he was like, the bag was gone. He was like, but then they told me who got it. I was like, oh, who got it? You know what I'm saying? Even though I'm affiliated, it depends on who he say. If he would have said it was somebody from GD, I might have been able to pull it, right? He said, man, cuz, that's it. I said, oh, yeah. If it's cuz anything, I don't care what it is. If I do rolling 60, rolling 20, I don't care what it is. That's over with. Because the Crips, if you ain't see them, I don't care if you see them get it or not. That's over with. So I'm talking to him, he talking back, we converse, we have a whole little conversation that it all boiled down to, what you finna go tell the homeboy? Man, I'm just gonna be straight up with him, Joe T, man. I already know he gonna try to charge me. I said, how much tobacco was it? He said, man, I don't even know, but it was a nice little sack. It wasn't no smoke sack. I said, he was like, man, I already know Joe T, man. He was like, man, then they probably ain't gonna believe me, and this, and that, and then, you know, they might try to jump on me, and they said, man, he said, but I'm a man, you know, I'm a man before anything, so I'm gonna go on down here, you know, I'm gonna go down there and holler at him, man, I'll come back and holler at you. So he go down there and holler at the dude. I don't know what the conversation was, but all I know, when he left from dude's cell and he went to his cell, 2-3 Crips come over to white boy Rick's cell, jump on white boy Rick. I'm talking about smash white boy Rick. I don't know why. After they smash him, you know what I'm saying, he comes straight out of the scene. All right. Now, a lot of times I've been telling you shouldn't do that, you know what I'm saying? But we might have had a cool officer, I can't remember, but I do know white boy Rick came up out of the scene. All right, y'all got that one good. Y'all got that one good. So what he do, I'm just sitting there and I'm looking, I'm like, I told him not to be dealing with them folk. Now, it was an unfortunate situation, you know what I'm saying, and all that, but I was like, man, I told you not to be dealing with them folk. Couple days go by, and a lot of times when stuff like that happen, you know what I'm saying, of course, and then he white, you know what I'm saying, so eyes probably black, you know what I'm saying, nose, you know what I'm saying, probably scratched up a little red. A lot of times when that happen, you know what I'm saying, people won't move around on the compound because the officer see, you know what I'm saying, it look like you've been fighting, or it look like you done got beat up or jumped. They gonna put you on administrative PC, and what administrative PC is, they gonna take you, they gonna ask you first, they gonna say, well, what happened to you? Where these marks come from? Because they gonna want you to tell, because your safety is supposed to be their concern, which they really not concerned about that, because they know, because if they would understand. If you tell us who it is, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna be worse for you. So when you say, you know what I'm saying, I don't know who done it. They gonna put you on administrative PC, and they gonna put you back there by force. So a lot of time when people bruised up or banged up, what they'll do, they'll just sit in the cell a couple of days, you know what I'm saying, and they'll wait till they heal up. Now through them 2-3 days, he come up here and holler at me, and he tell me, man, I'm getting my lick back, Joe T, man, I'm getting my lick back, you know what I'm saying, and I'm telling man, hey, best thing, you know what I'm saying. Then they telling me, I got to pay it back, you know what I'm saying. I ain't got a couple of $100 to be giving nobody, Joe T, man. He's like, man, cuz know he got that stuff, man. I don't bother nobody, I don't do nothing to nobody, man. I ain't no rat on, I ain't take nothing from nobody, I don't steal none of that, man. He was like, man, that's just messed up. Then they come down there, he was like, man, I'm gonna get cuz back. I said, man, just leave that alone, white boy Rick, just leave that alone. A couple days go by. Now the rock man, when they cleaning in the breezeway, when they cleaning out in the breezeway, it's just like being in the store. They got them wet floor sides, you know what I'm saying? They lay them wet floor sides. Now the yellow junk that you open up like that you can close it. You know what I'm saying? He down here cleaning up by the shower. Now they'll sit them by the shower too, because a lot of people, you know, they running in and out their door right there, and they'll lay the the wet flow sign now. Now keep in mind, white boy Rick ain't been going to class. Now, just so happened this Crip who picked up the bomb, who later on really resulted to white boy Rick getting jumped on. They down here playing dominoes. For some reason, it seems like the Crips love playing dominoes more than anything else. If y'all agree with that, if you've been to penitentiary, drop in the comment section. There was something about them Crips playing dominoes outside, and a lot of them was good too. And so they down here playing dominoes. White boy Rick done grabbed the wet flow sign, and then and holler cuz when he done. Cuz, told y'all gonna get you, cuz. When he cracked him, the homeboys ain't got no choice but to ride. And the timing of when told y'all gonna get you, cuz. When he turned around, he hit him right in the face. And when he hit him in the face, I'm thinking he gonna hit him and probably just strike out running. So me and Funny Folks sitting right there. He said, "I go, you got it." I said, "Man, that's crazy." And I'm mad because he finna go to the hole. If it go to the hole, meaning I'm gonna have to find somebody else to hold my phone. And just hit somebody with the wet flow sign, so it might result to an assault charge. I don't know what his points is. I do know he got a good boss. He worked down there in the school. Who knows? They might pull a couple of strings for him, because he got a little job down there and he cool, whoever he cool for. You know what I'm saying? But he's going to the hole. I'm just hoping he don't get close or maxed out. When he cracked me, the homeboy, he cracked him, did get on top of him. Man, told you, but he ain't getting them about 2 licks. Soon they get up, he down. They call the call. And I can't even watch the whole fight. I got to go in here and secure my stuff. White boy Rick done crashed out in here. I go in the cell, grab my phone, come out, I'm looking around. Go right back in. Go back in the cell. I ain't even got no spot. Now my cellar had his mat cut, but the mat being cut just burnt up. Because when stuff like that happen, you really want to go ahead and just put everything up, because 9 times out of 10 they finna lock down the pod, and it might result to a search. And then, you know what I'm saying, not to sound right, it's a white dude. It's the white dude is down here fighting 3 or 4 black people, and he done had to crack one of the, you know what I'm saying? So ain't no telling what's finna happen behind that. So I just go in the phone and I just go in the cell, lay down, you know what I'm saying? If I had to, I'll use the mat. I actually got away a couple of times with the mat, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate that you requested that story. I know it's a short story, but that was one of them moments in the penitentiary where it's like, regardless of what, you know what I'm saying? Because you ain't got nothing but your word in penitentiary. When somebody tell you something, you know what I'm saying, it was an unfortunate situation, but people don't like taking losses in the penitentiary. People don't like taking losses in nothing. But this is the thing my dad always told me. If you can't afford to lose it, you most definitely don't need to be moving like that. If you knowing the risk in the penitentiary, man, I need you to transport that down there. Now you understand, in the process of that being transported, something could go wrong. You can't expect a person to be responsible for that. Now, it could have went a couple of different ways. I've seen situations where stuff getting transported, officer pull you over. This happened to white boy Rick before. Officer pull you over, take the stuff up off of you, probably can tell, especially if you ain't affiliated, the officer is smart enough to be like, you know what, I ain't even gonna write them up and they gonna think this person stole something, because the officer gonna ask you, whose is this? Then, man, it's mine. You know what I'm saying? And 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna be like, I know it ain't yours. And then he'll be petty and not write you up. And now it's gonna look suspicious when 24 hours go by, because that's how long they got to give you a write-up. It's gonna look suspicious when the person you tell them, man, the police, you know what I'm saying, pulled me over, man, searched me, man, and got me with it, bro. And then what's up? You got 24 hours to show their write-up. And then 24 hours go by, you go back, holler at your boy, hey, look, I told you, you know what I'm saying, they charged me with it. And sometimes people, you know what I'm saying, will be like, oh, that what's up, you know what I'm saying, I gotta chalk it up as a law. But a lot of times, people will feel like whatever go wrong, you still responsible for the pay if it go left. And then you can't move like that. Now, the second story about white boy Rick that I got is, he got pulled over before, and he had some green dot numbers in his pocket, and the police officer took the green dot. This is around the time green dot became the thing of how people paid each other. And what happened was the officers started becoming aware of, because they'll even clip your phone call. Like, you'll get a write-up. They started giving you write-ups just for being on the phone and hearing you getting numbers, getting green dot numbers from your people on the collect phone. So now they done start pulling people. Now you got some of these petty officers who pulling people over all the time. Cause guess what? Some people walk around with $400-500 worth of green dot, and what them officers do, they'll call from the work phone, call home, have a gal or whoever call and be like, and they got green dot, could load these numbers up. They gonna chalk the money and not even write you up, let you go on about your business. And it was a time when white boy Rick taking something down there to school, coming back from school, they searched him, took the numbers, and he trying to tell a Crip, man, they took the numbers off of me and end up in another situation. And in that situation, he didn't go neither. And then the one thing for sure, two things for certain about white boy Rick, every time, because he ended up going to the hole, they only gave him 30 days. Every time he go to the hole, he ain't tripping about coming back out. Now, of course, they know the situation and, you know what I'm saying, dealing with people who are affiliated. And they go, ask, you want to go back to the compound? He signed away, we going to come back to the compound every time. And he going to go holler at cuz them there, cuz, you know, and if he'll go at it again. That was one thing for sure, two things for certain about my guy. But that was my favorite story about white boy Rick, you know what I'm saying? Because he said, you know, at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, I ain't going. But and that's a real thing in the penitentiary, because the first time gonna be the last time if you let somebody do something to you and bully and push you around. Now, true enough, they probably knew, you know what I'm saying, dude wasn't going, but, you know, had he not done nothing at all, it would have been a problem. But that's my favorite one right there.